Eddie Borrera, and I'm from Madagascar, and I like a good story would be I grew up in a small town of Madagascar, and up in 2000. I don't know if you guys familiar with Pitchcore.
Yeah.
And there was a guy from Minnesota, a tall guy, and he was about 6 foot. Came on hometown to teach English. But I was in my first year in high school, and he was teaching English. But in Madagascar, English is like, if you're a scientific student, like studying mathematics and physics, it's basically optional to study English. And every time I have an English class, I always go out, go home. and he was teaching English and teaching like some songs in English. But I've always fascinated with American way of doing things, and I never thought I would one day would come to America. And he left in 2003, went back, and I never had a contact with him at that time. And I graduated from high school, went to college for 6 months, and then a good thing happened to me. I got a scholarship, full scholarship to go to ACU, and I did my bachelor degree there for 4 years. And I've always wanted to contact the guy back, like I got a scholarship in the United States, but I didn't have his contact, I didn't have his address, I didn't have his phone number. And at that time, 2004, we didn't have Facebook yet, so there was nothing to contact him with. And I graduated in 2008 from ACU, and I went straight to Masters at Texas Tech University for 2 years. And in 2010, Facebook was very, very growing up at that time, and I knew his last name and first name, so I Facebooked, searched his name, Eric Harrison, and I had like about 5 results from Facebook. So I went to contact all 5 of them. I asked all of them, like, did you ever go to Madagascar at my hometown? And I used to be one of your students, and if you know me, then give me a whole lot back. And one of them happened to answer my email. Like, I went to my hometown called Bialana in Madagascar. Like, I went to Bialana, and he didn't know me at that time because I was already grown up. I had my master's degree, and I told him I'm in the United States and I'm already finishing my master's degree. And he was very, very surprised at it, and he couldn't believe it. So he flew me back. He flew me to San Francisco to meet him for a week. And he was so happy, and then we started talking about life. And I was amazed on how he could live in my hometown. We didn't have a running water, we didn't have electricity, and I don't know, most of these guys, some of you are from Africa. If you have a white guy going to Africa, most of them they have kids following them around. Somehow it's very interesting, and they feel kids think it's very kind of they think tall white people, they think it's kind of weird, and they look at them and stare at them. So he had a lot of stories he explained to me, and I realized how bad things are back home, and I was amazed on how he could live there for 2 years, and he was very surprised. And then I continued my PhD from 2010 till this summer, and then I contacted him this summer, I finished my PhD, and he told all of his friends, and he has a lot of friends, and he has I think his friends are Hillary Clinton and all those big people, and he was very, very amazed on how I came all the way from a very skipping class and all that stuff to all that here. And the moral of the story, what I'm trying to tell is there are things in life, small things that you never know might ignite a lot of things. And one thing that really kept me going was I wanted to do it all along, but I knew meeting him and knowing him that he's from America, that kind of put something in my heart and made me work harder to become a good student. And amazing thing happened. God worked in many ways, and kind of happened. And one last thing I want to say is when when you do things, like maybe small thing you do to somebody, it might be a small thing what you think, but it might be it makes a great impact to somebody's life. You know? It might be a small thing, just saying, just giving something small back to somebody might leave like a great mark to someone's life. And that's all I have. Yeah.
What are you gonna